Girl, get your mind right and start putting yourself first today. I know it's hard when you have been conditioned to help everyone and think a certain way, but you can still help everyone after you learn how to put yourself first. Girl, get your mind right. Lack of purpose. You spend hours, days, even lying in your room just to avoid chaos. You feel lonely, isolated because you're trying to protect yourself from the bad influence that come around. You wonder why nobody else seems to feel the way you do. You see others making friends easily, living in what seems like normal, happy families. They are out there playing sports, learning new skills, and joining groups. You feel this pain of envy because it seems like you can't have what they have. Doubting your abilities and self worth makes you feel incompetent and insecure. You fear that any attempt to find your purpose will end in failure, reinforcing those feelings of inadequacy. You're bored out your mind, sitting in your room, listening to music, watching TV, just spending time alone. You're confused about how to escape this situation, but hope that one day you will. You resent yourself for not asking to join sports or a group, not even trying because you believe you wouldn't have support. You feel guilty for not participating because you were convinced you wouldn't be allowed to. You're restless because you want to try new things and learn new skills, but they are always out of reach. And there is this persistent disappointment in your parents for not believing you could achieve anything. Are there any past experiences or people that made you question your abilities and self-worth? Do those doubts impact your daily life today? When you imagine discovering your true purpose, what's the biggest hurdle that pops into your mind? Girl, you need to get your mind right. My name is Sharitha Coleman. I am the author of Girl, Get Your Mind Right, a tell it like it is advice book for women struggling with mental health. Girl, I had to get my mind right. I was severely depressed because I was bullied, harassed, stalked, gaslighted, criticized, manipulated, humiliated, judged, emotionally abused, and exploited. I've worked hard to be a survivor of childhood trauma, depression, anxiety, domestic violence, and loads of betrayal and emotional abuse. I suffered from seeing what I wanted to see and not what it is syndrome. That is why I had to get my mind right to stop my mental anguish. I took control of my life and did the hard work by taking my medication, going to counseling, educating myself, using my community resources, learning to use my ears and not my mouth, accepting that I don't know everything, looking at my thoughts and breaking them down, protecting my peace and working on me no matter the cost. Have you always known that you had a purpose? You always knew that you wanted to do something great. You always knew that you wanted to be successful. You always knew exactly what you wanted to do. But you just have these bad choices, limited beliefs, and emotional blockages on your plate that slow you down to your purpose. Girl, I always knew that I wanted to help people. As a child, I wanted to help my dysfunctional family. Because my mother did. So I wanted to do the same. I wanted to help them stop doing drugs, taking care of their mental health, and work towards being the person I knew that they could be. As I became an adult, I loved supporting people like I wanted to be supported. I didn't know wanting the best for people more than they wanted for themselves would keep me empty and purposeless. I thought this was what God wanted me to do, to be a good person and help. Everyone knew they could come to me for help, but I felt like I had very little help to help me. I gave what I could. I started to put my dysfunctional family needs before my family and me. I thought as long as I was a good provider to my children, working and going to school, I was working towards my purpose. I wasn't because the stress of helping everyone became overwhelming. I didn't realize I had a purpose in my life. My children. I saw them as bad choices that I unconditionally loved that were slowing me down to my purpose. How dare they? I saw them as bad choices that I oh my goodness, did I say that already? Yeah. My goal was to be a way better mother to my children than my mom. But I didn't understand that I had anger, depression, and anxiety that was getting in my way, the way of me being emotionally available to my children. Some of us don't realize that our children are our purpose. That we get up every morning and look forward to life and want better things because of them. Sometimes we get so focused on financial purposes that we forget that what we wake up to every day. While forgetting some people can't have children. I knew my children were the reason I lived. At times I was so depressed and I didn't want to live. I felt so empty because I was comparing myself to everyone else my age, criticizing myself for making mistakes that I had made instead of accepting it and doing the best I could with the purpose that kept me alive. I was so angry and depressed that I couldn't see that they were my purpose and not the children that I chose to have at a young age and had to take care of because they were mine. I said, I'm going to be the best mother to them. I'm going to work on my goals. I rebelled at the thought of being a homemaker or realizing my children needed my undivided attention. Some of us have children that need attention, and some of us have children that need our undivided attention. You know what I mean. My attention was everywhere else, and I felt empty. And the only thing I had was my goals. While feeling empty, we know that we are working towards something. Some of our chaotic family friends, partners, help us to take care of our kids, but why are they always a mess? We are so concerned that our family members, partners, friends, and jobs make sure that they are okay so that we don't have to worry about them. We become too tired and busy to focus on ourselves, trying to do it all by yourself, taking care of our children, going to school, working, and focusing on our dysfunctional relationships. We are angry because we compare our lives to everyone else. We don't understand why life seems hard for us. We become restless because we don't understand why our life seems stuck. Girl, get your mind right. Your purpose is to be an authentic, genuine woman and emotionally available mother first. When we focus on ourselves emotionally, our children, we find our purpose in ourselves. You are only responsible for you and your nuclear family. It is hard to allow the dysfunctional people that you love to live the life they chose, especially if their dysfunction is affecting you daily. Every time you help them, you are enabling them to continue to be dysfunctional and take away from you and yours. You might feel like I have it to give. You may have it. But if they are dysfunctional and disrespectful, they don't deserve it no matter what you have. Watching them make mistakes is hard, but it gets easier. Girl, if you came from a family that didn't respect you, then you may have loose boundaries. The author, Henry Cloud, states, boundaries define us. They define what is me and what is not me. It means you are responsible for your emotional baggage, and they are too. Any behavior that is causing someone to suffer because they refuse to work on their emotional baggage is their problem, not yours. When you give to everyone but yourself and decide to stop, your loved ones will be mad. This may hurt your feelings because you may realize that they're only around you for what you can do for them. Trust me, it can be something you see as tiny, and your loved ones see as transactional. Girl, giving all your energy, time, money to everyone else because you don't want to see them suffer is keeping you from your purpose. As long as you continue to put everyone in front of you, you will lack purpose because you do not have the time, money, energy to pursue it. Girl, get your mind right and start putting yourself first today. I know it's hard when you have been conditioned to help everyone and think a certain way, but you can still help everyone after you learn how to put yourself first. Girl, get your mind right. My name is Sharitha Coleman.